Hello and welcome to Top Stories here on Viewer Television. My name is Phillips Levin. As political parties rev up campaigns for next year's elections, President Muhammadu Buhari has warned cabinet members, permanent secretaries, and heads of government-run agencies against shelving their duties for politics. The president gave the warning at the close of the third ministerial performance review retreat at Presidential Villa in Abuja, where he signed Executive Order 012 on improving performance management, coordination, and implementation of presidential priorities. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, in his early remarks revealed that Boko Haram insurgency killed 100,000 persons and displaced over 2 million more, wrecking $9 billion, which is 3.24 trillion naira worth of damages in the past 13 years. Zamfara State Police have arrested 12 suspected persons in connection with various offenses related to banditry, arms dealing, and political thuggery. 4 locally fabricated guns, some parts of an AK-47 rifle, 100 rounds of AK-47 live ammunition, 7 cartridges, a cutlass, and a bunch of charms were recovered from them. The suspects were paraded at the police headquarters in Gusau by the spokesperson of the command, SP Muhammad Shehu, who said 5 of the suspects were political thugs and arrested in connection with the sporadic shooting that resulted in killing of 1 person and injuring 11 others. The suspects, according to Shehu, are Lawani Yakubu, Aminu Abakar, Shuaibu Muhammad, Abdul Mumani Bawa, and Sirajo Yahaya. Natural disaster flood victims at the internally displaced camps in Anambra State are lamenting the poor condition of the holding camps. It has been disclosed to 2 weeks since they moved into the designated camps, and supervising agencies like the National Emergency Management Agency and the State Emergency Management Agency have yet to bring food, thereby forcing them to feed once a day through individual donations. Apart from hunger, the victims said they also battle mosquito bites every night. Journalists who visited some of the camps at the Umoba Anan in Anambra East local government area and CDC Emeru observed that pregnant women and children, as well as aged women, slept on bare floor on makeshift camps, a school block converted to holding camps, accommodating over 2,000 people with broken windows, no mosquito nets, no source of water, no electricity or generating set. Hundreds of supporters of the All Progressive Congress besieged the National Secretariat of the party to demand the immediate removal of FCT Chairman Abdul Malik Usman, while chanting solidarity songs and displaying several banners that read, "Kick out Malik Usman. We say no to party impunity of FCT." The protesters, which comprised men and women, insist on having the national chairman of APC, Abdullahi Adamu, address them. The embattled FCT APC has been embroiled in an internal crisis that has pitted Usman against party supporters who have vowed to kick him out and elect new executives. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakubu, has summoned a meeting with leaders of political parties over the reported clashes among their supporters in some states. Yakubu disclosed this in Abuja during the training of master trainers on election technology for the 2023 general elections, as the police planned to spend 13 billion naira on the purchase of firearms and other security hardwares ahead of the polls. The hostilities between the parties are happening barely 3 weeks after the campaigns officially kicked off and the political parties and their presidential candidates signed the peace accord under the auspices of the National Peace Committee. Ahead of the commencement of the campaign on September 28, there had been hostile and abusive verbal exchange between the supporters of the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and the Labour Party flag bearer Peter Obi. The governor of Bayelsa State, Dawdri, has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to consider what he described as special grants to the state government for the amelioration of the devastating impact of the ravaging flood disaster across the state. This is as he directed that all public servants in the state, except those on essential duties, should proceed on a one-week break from work in view of the dire situation. He also called on the multinational oil companies, international donor agencies, the Red Cross, diplomatic missions, and public-spirited individuals to extend support to Bayelsa. Diri, who made the appeal while addressing residents of the state in a statewide broadcast on the perennial natural catastrophe on Tuesday morning, said economic hardship has set in. As the world marks the 2022 International Food Day, Borno farmers are worried that there will be food shortage this season as a result of flood in the state. The floods have affected thousands of farmlands and properties this year. Now, our correspondent, Beatrice Kurutsi, spoke to some affected farmers in Konduga local government in Borno State and now reports.
At the peak of the floods in Borno State, farmlands were affected in 14 local governments. The disaster caused by the effects of climate change remains the worst hit in the northeast, as over 150 hectares of farms have been destroyed. This may worsen food insecurity and lead to a further rise in food prices, which will increase hunger if the food crisis persists. Some rice farmers in Konduga won't harvest their produce this year because the flood has destroyed their farms.
Gaskiya mun sa shinkafa a wanda daga local government mun sa shinkafa ba kaɗan ba don ba za mu lissafa shi ba.
We planted much rice in Konduga, and as it was getting ripe, suddenly flood submerged it. I lost more than 30 hectares. We seriously need help from our leaders and good individuals. Hunger will affect everyone, not only Konduga, the entire country, because our rice is consumed everywhere. And now, where is the rice? Not even the one to sustain us. A lot of us collected loans to farm this year. As the world marks Food Day, there is need for action to prevent another year of hunger and tackle obstacles that pose threat to food production in the northeast.
By knowing some of these things, they can be able to get ready for eventualities like this. And also for the government, we encourage the government to double their effort by providing more security so that some of these people that are displaced, or are threatened by, for instance, banditry and what have you, can be able to go back to their villages and continue with their farming activities.
As the country strives to curtail the floods, farmers are hopeful that what is left will feed the nation till the next season. Beatrice Kuruti, Viewer Television News, Maiduguri.
And that's all for our top stories for now. My name is Philip Sliven. Please do have a great day.